Hello everyone, and welcome to the channel. Rice is one of the most important staple foods in the world, providing daily nourishment for billions of people. Walk into almost any supermarket, and you'll find many varieties, but one comparison continues to generate debate: white rice versus brown rice. They come from the same basic grain, yet they differ in appearance, texture, cooking time, and nutritional composition. So, which rice is actually healthier? Today, we're comparing white rice and brown rice using nutritional science. And at the end, I'll share which one I would choose based on the evidence. Let's begin with the main difference between them. A whole grain of rice consists of several layers. Brown rice retains the nutrient-containing bran and germ, along with the starchy endosperm. To produce white rice, the grain undergoes additional milling and polishing that removes the bran and germ. This processing gives white rice its lighter color, softer texture, faster cooking time, and generally longer shelf life. It also changes its nutritional profile. When we compare similar cooked portions, both white and brown rice are primarily sources of carbohydrates, and both can provide energy for the body. Their calorie content can be relatively similar depending on the variety and preparation. However, one of the most important nutritional differences is fiber. Because brown rice retains its bran layer, it generally provides more dietary fiber than white rice. Fiber supports normal digestive function and can contribute to feelings of fullness after eating. Diets rich in fiber-containing foods are also associated with several aspects of long-term health. This gives brown rice an advantage in the fiber category. The bran and germ also contain naturally occurring vitamins and minerals. Brown rice generally provides more magnesium and certain other micronutrients in its natural whole grain form. White rice loses some naturally occurring nutrients during milling. However, in many countries, white rice may be enriched, meaning nutrients such as iron and certain B vitamins are added after processing. This means the exact nutritional comparison can vary depending on the type of rice you purchase. Now, let's talk about one of the biggest questions people have about rice: blood sugar. Both white and brown rice contain significant amounts of carbohydrates, which the body breaks down and uses as a source of energy. Brown rice's higher fiber content and whole grain structure can influence how quickly its carbohydrates are digested and absorbed. In many comparisons, brown rice produces a more moderate glycemic response than some varieties of white rice. However, the complete picture is more interesting. The effect of rice on blood glucose can vary according to the rice variety, serving size, cooking method, and the foods eaten alongside it. Different varieties of white rice can have different glycemic index values, and the same principle applies to brown rice. This is why the entire meal matters. Eating rice alongside vegetables, beans, lentils, protein-rich foods, and sources of healthy fats creates a very different meal from eating a large portion of rice by itself. Now, does this mean brown rice is always the better choice? The answer depends on individual needs. Brown rice offers the nutritional advantages of a whole grain, including more fiber and the natural nutrients retained in the bran and germ. White rice, however, also has practical advantages. It has a softer texture, cooks relatively quickly, and generally has a longer shelf life. Some people may also find white rice easier to digest, particularly in situations where a lower fiber diet is appropriate. There is also another scientific consideration that deserves attention: arsenic. Rice plants can absorb naturally occurring arsenic from soil and water. Of particular interest is inorganic arsenic, which can present health concerns with long-term exposure at elevated levels. Because some arsenic can accumulate in the outer portions of the rice grain, brown rice may sometimes contain higher concentrations than white rice, where the outer layers have been removed. The amount can vary significantly depending on the rice variety and where it was grown. A practical approach is to enjoy rice as part of a varied diet that also includes other grains and carbohydrate sources, rather than relying exclusively on one type of food every day. So, which one wins, white rice or brown rice? For dietary fiber, I would choose brown rice. For the natural nutrients retained in a whole grain, brown rice also has an advantage. For faster cooking, longer storage, and a softer texture, white rice has practical advantages. And for people who prefer or require foods that are easier to digest and lower in fiber, white rice may be an appropriate choice. Based on their overall nutritional profiles, I would give brown rice a slight advantage for many people, primarily because it is a whole grain that retains more fiber and certain naturally occurring nutrients. However, white rice can absolutely be part of a nutritious and balanced dietary pattern. What you eat with your rice, how much you eat, and the overall quality and variety of your diet may be just as important as whether the rice itself is white or brown. There are a few important points to remember. Both types of rice are carbohydrate-rich foods, so individual portion needs can vary, particularly for people who carefully manage their blood glucose. Eating a variety of grains can also provide greater nutritional diversity and reduce dependence on rice as a single staple food. People with specific medical conditions or specialized dietary requirements can speak with a qualified healthcare professional or registered dietitian for personalized guidance. Rice is a nutritious staple food, and neither white nor brown rice should be considered a replacement for appropriate medical care. Thank you for watching this video to the end. Now, I would love to hear from you. Which do you prefer, white rice or brown rice, and why? Please share your answer in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this science-based comparison and found it informative, please like, comment, share, and subscribe for more science-based nutrition content. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.